like frozen fireworks, scattering soft light across the polished wooden floor tonight. Gently, the band at the far end leans into a medium tempo. Upright bass, proudly forward you stand at the edge, shoes and uncertain, fingers smoothing invisible lines on your dress. I offer my arm, not a ceremony, just an anchor in this wide glowing room. Trumpet announces the melody, clear and patient, leaving plenty of space for tentative feet tonight. Our first steps barely move, weight shifting like quiet thoughts between, like possibilities in this life. Gradually our shoes start drawing arcs, tracing crescents that match the walking base below perfectly. The floor feels generous, forgiving small missteps, turning stumbles into stylish syncopations for us tonight. Your laughter loosens shoulders nearby, inviting other couples to circle closer without embarrassment at all. We glide past mirrors, catching glimpses of ourselves, softer than usual, slightly taller, more relaxed. The drummer kisses cymbals lightly, letting them shimmer long enough for our turns to settle. I feel your hand, trust my pacing, relying on these borrowed measures for balance tonight. Around us fabric whispers, heels tap, necklaces flash a quiet scorned. Disguised as elegance tonight, the bridge rises, harmony stacking higher, yet our movements stay simple. Side, close, breathe together, your forehead nearly touches mine, eyes half closed, reading every subtle accent in my shoulders. Applause rings at the edges, but the center stays quiet enough to hear our shoes. We lean into the final cadence, slowing naturally like leaves settling onto a pond surface. The last chord blooms, then fades, yet our breathing keeps looping. The same gentle figure, even after stepping aside, we remain inside that tempo, swaying privately near the refreshments nearby. Patterns we learned tonight inside. Night falls over the city as the last band packs instruments into tired cases. Gently upright bass lies silent now, but its wooden heartbeat lingers under storefront awnings above us. We walk narrow streets side by side, street lights flickering like leftover ride symbols overhead. Our shoulders still carry the room's momentum, tiny circles repeating, even when we pause crowds outside, cars idle at red lights, engines purring straight rhythms against our looser borrowed pulse tonight. You hum a fragment of melody off key but perfect, turning sidewalk cracks into bar lines. I answer with a small whistle, airy counterpoint weaving between passing footsteps in the dark. Every building corner nudges our hips, steering us gently like hands, guiding a chorus line. We wait at a crosswalk, and even the blinking signal seems to swing with us. Your coat shifts with each breath, fabric timing itself to an invisible hi-hat right now. The night's chill climbs our sleeves, but movement keeps a thin glow beneath the skin. I notice our footsteps landing on 2 and 4, skipping the heavy beats entirely tonight. You laugh when headlights flash past, shadows stretching, shrinking, improvising shapes across parked cars nearby. Somewhere a door closes with a perfect chord, someone claps once like a rim shot hit. We turn onto your street slowly, tempo dropping, phrases lengthening, yet the groove remains underneath. At your gate we pause, swaying without sound, letting the night's arrangement resolve for us. Good night feels short, a word for this shared rhythm, this unspoken agreement to keep moving. You disappear upstairs, yet your footsteps continue dancing above, echoing through pipes and plaster softly, walking home alone. The city turns into a metronome, traffic counting measures beneath my thoughts. Later, lying still, my body keeps tracing quiet circles, rehearsing tomorrow's unwritten song in sleep. Steam curls above ceramic cups, while a bright bass murmurs from the tiny corner stage tonight. Afternoon rain paints the windows, thin lines sliding downward in slow, predictable measures for us. You arrive with notebooks and headphones, city damp on your jacket, rhythm already in stride. The singer leans into the mic, voice close and dry, brushing consonants like soft drums. We settle side by side, knees almost touching, stirring sugar to the tempo right now. Your pen taps against the paper, accidental clavis counting off each change in harmony underneath. I read your margin doodles, small loops and lines swinging between half-finished sentences today. Softly, milk foam leaves crescents on your lip, disappearing when you laugh on the beat lightly. The guitarist brushes nylon strings, hinting at distant beaches far from this crowded neighborhood cafe. We start a gentle sway in our chairs, almost invisible, just enough to answer bass. Raindrops thicken outside, drumming against glass, joining snare and hi-hat and soft polyrhythm out there. Your fingers walk along the handle, tracing circles learning to trust the slow groove. Here we trade stories like solos, leaving space, letting silence breathe before the next line lands. The chorus hangs on a blue note, sweet and unresolved, exactly matching our shared secret. I watch your shoulders relax, then rise, then fall, like tides under a patient moon. Someone drops a spoon, metal clatter landing perfectly onto, making the drummer smile wider. You underline a sentence, sink, shaking slightly with the rhythm, turning thoughts into dancing characters. The bridge arrives with brush tops, deep and round, nudging our breathing slower right now. When the tune ends, nobody claps loudly, just soft fingers against ceramic, gentle approval shared. We linger after pain, still moving slightly, carrying quiet rhythms out into the wet street. Street lamps float along the water, their reflections swaying gently with each passing harbor breeze. Tonight, somewhere behind us, a small band plays, upright bass footsteps echoing across the riverwalk nearby. We walk the cracked stone slowly, matching tempo with the water against the pilings below. Your scarf trails in rhythm, a soft banner catching phrases from trumpet and quiet cymbals. I count heartbeats between your words, finding subtle swing in every hesitant confession. Tonight here, benches lean toward the path, listening as our shoes brush gravel like distant brushes softly. The song grows softer, drummer using hands, turning drums into warm breathing animals beside us. We stop at the railing, elbows resting, bodies tilting forward in the same small angle. Boats slide by like whole notes, long and steady, barely disturbing our reflected silhouettes there. Your voice lowers with the horns, losing sharp edges, wrapping phrases around my name gently. We begin a slow side to side, almost invisible, knee to knee, shoulder to shoulder right now. The current answers glint lines, tipping back and forth like practice dancers in silver shoes. I breathe with the snare drum, in on one, out on gentle three, tonight again. City noise blurs beyond the bridge, horns and engines softened into one long chord underneath. You trace circles on the railing, paint tiny moons orbiting beneath your fingertips right now. The band rests between songs, yet our knees keep moving, following leftover bass vibrations. with a quiet rhythm here. When a breeze finally chills us, we turn back, steps still rocking gently in time. The song behind us resolves muted applause drifting over, but our silence stays musical tonight. Every stone we pass remembers the pattern, waiting to move again beneath returning footsteps. Someday. Neon pours down the alley while the club door leaks a bright bass like thick perfume. Inside, horns stacked like skyscrapers, drums flickering beneath cymbals, blinking red above crowded tables tonight. You arrive late, hair wind-blown, cheeks bright, already walking in gentle time with the doorway. The band jumps into faster tempo, bass racing yet steady, like traffic lights turning green. Our feet respond before our thoughts, weaving between chairs, jackets, and half-finished conversations around effortlessly. You toss your bag onto a stool, body already sketching patterns along the sticky floor. Headlights sliding across wet pavement outside late. We let our knees stay loose, shoulders relax, trusting ankles to translate every snare suggestion. Heat gathers quickly, beat by beat, yet the rhythm keeps lifting our steps above fatigue. Your grin arrives on the butt beat, pulling my balance forward, making each turn slightly braver. Jackets swing from chair backs, ties loosen, polished shoes forget their earlier stiffness. The drummer drops to brushes, texture softening, yet the pulse digs deeper under my ribs. We circle nearer to the bandstand, drawn by volume, by breath, by shining brass bells. Spotlights catch dust in the air, turning every particle into another spinning partner for us. My heartbeat flips in a double time, but my steps remain easy, gliding over crowded rhythm tonight. You trace a slow circle with your finger along my wrist, anchoring me gently inside. The bridge hits hard, horns shouting, bass climbing higher, yet our bodies stay loose together. Around the final tag, we spin wide, nearly colliding with strangers, then fall perfectly aligned. Applause crashes like sudden rain, but our breathing keeps quieter tempo underneath the noise inside. Outside the club, traffic returns, yet our steps feel lighter, guided by remembered bass lines tonight. Afternoon shadows stripe the pavement, while street musicians test chords. A bright bass, thick and friendly, children chase pigeons across the square. Their sneakers providing offbeat claps between cymbal brushes today. You balance coffee in one hand, rhythm in the other, ankles already trumpet line curls upward like laughter, wrapping balconies, awnings, and waving laundry in brass. We find a strip of empty sidewalk, cracks like bar lines, leaves like eighth notes. Our steps begin simple, heel then toe, matching the bass as it walks downtown slowly. Cars roll past politely, tires whispering, horns staying hushed as if the city respects. You tap the lid of your cup, syncopated rim clicks decorating every bar with sparkles. Sunlight leaps between windows, landing in our eyes on 2 and 4 bright metronomes. Everywhere I follow your shoulders, not your feet, reading stories there about patience, confidence, and play. The drummer smiles under his hat, noticing our orbit, pushing the ride pattern slightly forward. We spin around lampposts, dodge newspaper racks, turning ordinary obstacles into choreography without rehearsal today. Your laughter echoes off storefront glass, returning with harmony, thicker and sweeter than before. Somehow a breeze lifts your coat like a sail, adjusting your rhythm, slowing one side gracefully. We treat each curve like a bridge, descending together on the resolve, landing light, laughing. The chorus peaks within glass, nearby strangers joining briefly, then peeling away toward errands elsewhere. Our shadows stretch longer, partners beside us copying every bounce and tilt with exaggerated drama. When the band rests, silence feels rounded, still bouncing like invisible chords hanging overhead softly. We keep walking anyway, trusting feet to remember cadences, even without bass underlining each turn. By sunset, every step between corners has learned to answer music, even when unaccompanied softly. Lamplight pools in corners while the record crackles, a bright bass humming through apartment walls. Outside sirens argue with traffic, but inside this rug is an island of slow breathing. You tug your sweater sleeve, fingers brushing the needle groove, testing if rhythm feels warm. I lean against the doorway, counting soft snaps of your heel against the wooden floor. Piano spreads gentle chords like blankets, covering the furniture, reshaping this room into something tender. We move only inches at first, shoulders answering brushes, socks sliding easy over faded patterns. Your eyes close halfway, not sleepy, only listening, measuring distance between breath and downbeat tonight. The ceiling fan marks time above us, blades slow and reliable, refusing urge for haste. I offer you my hand like a question, open and certain, hoping your answer arrives touching, then separating, following tiny cues from brush symbols. Books lean quietly on the shelves, watching us trace arcs between coffee table and window. Your laughter lands softer here than anywhere, wrapped in curtains, pillows and scent of oranges. We spin one slow circle, almost shy, like practicing a secret in front of nobody. The bridge arrives with a deeper tone, bass walking closer, footsteps across imaginary midnight streets. My heartbeat copies the pattern, stepping carefully, never rushing, protecting fragile distance between us tonight. You rest your chin on my shoulder, breath brushing my neck, phrasing before it happens. Curtains swell gently with outside wind, yet our bodies stay anchored, trusting this small orbit. When the side ends crackle fading, we continue moving, guided now by residual memory alone. Needle lifts, room falls quiet beneath wrists, shoulders keep circling, unwilling to freeze. Yet tonight the furniture learns our pattern, and tomorrow the floor will welcome every returning step. Cymbals tickle midnight air while a bright bass grins, fat and playful beneath the chatter tonight. Tables crowd the walls, leaving a circle where nervous feet test slippery wooden ground carefully. Your dress catches every colored light, small galaxy spinning whenever you turn towards the band. Trumpet throws bright questions, piano answers sideways, and drums write commas between our shoulders tonight. I start with tiny circle shoes, whispering, knees bending. Nothing dramatic, just testing surface tension. Your hand appears like punctuation, resting lightly in mine, turning hesitant steps into sentences gracefully. We fall behind the beat at first, clumsy tourist visiting a language our bodies remember. Then the groove catches our hips like friendly hands at our backs, guiding without insisting. Your laugh lands square on 2 and 4, a private metronome hidden inside careless joy. The room tilts with us, bottles and faces blurring, only brass and bass staying sharp. Someone slides past, carrying drinks, leaving wake behind them. Little ripples our ankles naturally follow. We try a turn, lose balance, then find it again exactly where the snare whispers. Your hair brushes rubs my cheeks, soft and fast like brush cymbals, tasting the edge lightly. The pianist grins, raising tempo slightly, daring our feet to translate feeling into movement tonight. My heartbeat forgets straight lines, drawing loops and spirals, practicing signatures it never learned before. We travel small circles around each other, orbiting quietly, while the crowd crashes like waves. Lights dim one notch, but everything brightens. Shoulders loosen, ties surrender, heels grow braver gradually. Our shadows dance on the wall, taller and smoother, rehearsing versions of us we admire. When the song finally resolves, we end nowhere special, just breathing harder, smiling without explanation. Another tune begins, quicker yet softer, and my feet answer automatically, already trusting the flow.
Neon hums above the station, while upright bass maps secret pathways under my restless feet. The train arrives late, heavy and breathing, cymbals hissing like doors exhaling tired evening conversations. I lean against cold metal, but inside my chest a warmer rhythm starts its climbing. Your headphones leak faint melodies, fragile trumpets and brushes, stitching tiny sparks between strangers' shoulders. We sway opposite directions first, following separate pulses, then slowly settle into one shared pattern. The carriage floor tastes every movement, collecting footprints, tapping stories in quiet Morse code tonight. Hybrid esbis float into long colors as bass notes bounce off windows like skipping flat stones. I watch your reflection double and vanish, keeping tempo with lights past the dark tunnel. Each announcement rings over our heads, clipped vowels falling exactly on the upbeat between measures. Your fingers drum along the rail, careless but confident, tracing quarter notes, eighth notes, rests. Someone laughs offbeat near the door, and suddenly the whole compartment brightens, 2 shades brighter. I feel pulled towards you, not by gravity, but by small syncopations, stitched between glances. The track below answers in rhythm, metal against metal, marking time like a patient metronome. When the doors open, cold air rushes in, but the groove stays wrapped around us. We step onto the platform slowly, body still swinging, letting the invisible band finish introductions. Your shoulder brushes mine, neither apology nor excuse, just another accent on the walking line. Escalator steps rise beneath us like ascending chords, carrying diaphragm curves, and our secret rhythm outside. Storefront shutters rattle, taxis packs, yet inside our pulses slow and deepen together. We part at the corner, traffic light blinking, still moving gently as if music continues. Later, lying awake, I hear distant trains and feel my feet quietly keeping time again. while a bright bass draws circles around my quiet thoughts. A lazy trumpet answers tender and cool, painting silver lines across the smoky ceiling tonight. My shoulders loosen slowly like tired doors opening, letting fresh night air finally slip inside. Rhythm taps my ankles first, then my knees, then hips. Gentle invitations I cannot ignore. Tables blur in a passing clouds as glasses chime. Softly tiny bells guiding every playful step. Your voice enters cool and low, brushing my neck like satin, saying nothing, explaining everything. We are strangers sharing one heartbeat, borrowed from the band, borrowed from the hanging moon. I feel heat in hidden places, sparks beneath my ribs, quietly learning a different language. The floor tilts just slightly, like a boat finding balance as my weight changes directions. Time forgets its sharp edges, melting into circles, each one spinning softly beneath our shoes. I let my hands speak first, tracing invisible lines, patient, careful, respectful of the silence. Your laughing eyes keep perfect tempo, closing and opening exactly where the snare drum breathes. Outside, city traffic argues loudly, but here even shadows relax, hanging loose upon the walls. Someone snaps a finger, 4 beats late, yet it fits, leaning comfortably behind the swing. My pulse becomes a walking bass, stepping carefully under every note your velvet voice releases. I follow gentle currents, never forced, only suggested, like a secret invitation written in rhythm. Chairs, bar, doorway, door, all fade backwards, leaving only us and the circle of light. When the final chord arrives, it does not close anything, only open softer breathing room. I keep walking after, hearing phantom bass lines under every step, like invisible hands guiding long after midnight. My body remembers these gentle instructions, moving loosely whenever quiet music appears.